Hey, welcome to the video. Today we're playing Tavern Master, as you can see. It's a sandbox simulation game where, well, as it says, you're the master of a tavern. It's set in a medieval setting, so, a master of a medieval tavern. You serve assorted beverages, like water, lemonade, wine, all the way to ale, and meals prepared by cooks, all of it delivered by your waitress and waiter staff. You have separate cooks to hire, and separate bartenders, and separate waiters and waitresses. But you'll see when we get into it. You can run a hotel, which is also kept tidy by your waiters or waitresses. But if you are just running a hotel, then it wouldn't be waiters or waitresses. It would be I don't know the equivalent for it. But whether you run a bar or a hotel or a mix of both, you can always send travelers, which you get from having a traveler's table, to go get ingredients, or you can host events for regular peasants, Merlin the wizard, the prince, even the king or queen. It's been active on Steam since April 23rd, 2021, and it was released, full release, November 16th, 2021. It receives periodic updates, and the developers released a detailed roadmap of where they want to take the game and where it'll be heading in the future, with the next update or few updates set for some time in December. And that's pretty much it. It's the gist of the game. If you're interested in it, check out the link in the bio down below and get your own copy. But with all that being said, why don't we just go and make ourselves a new tavern? I've played this by myself in my spare time, but that's not why we're here. We are here in order to make ourselves a tavern. So unfortunately, but also fortunately, I guess, there's an unskippable cutscene. Not cutscene, sorry, I'm stupid. Tutorial to teach you how to play the game. So, nice basic rundown for you. Yeah, here's the water and some beer. Refill that bad boy. It wants me to do it manually, but I'm not doing that. So, you gotta get a bartender. And, in my opinion, the more drinks they can serve out at once kind of beats how fast they can move. And with the waiters and waitresses, I definitely say carrying speed is the way to go, or drinks carried, because if you can move 8 drinks, probably about 3.5 meters a second, I'd say that's where it would end up. Then, that certainly beats only delivering 4 in 2.3 or whatever. So they also have a research tree. This is normal peasants. You can read it right here: common, rare, gold, or royal. So common peasants, rare peasants, gold peasants, and royal peasants. Well, I guess they're not exactly peasants now, are they? So, regular old peasants, knights, clergymen, and nobles, and then royalty. And you move the camera around by holding down the middle mouse button, and you change the direction you're viewing by holding the right mouse button and then moving it accordingly. So, got our table set up, and the symbols that was showing earlier when they wanted us to put down another table said that there was no light on the stool, so no one would sit there. That's why we had to put a candle down. And we have this play space for now, but in the roadmap, they wanted to, the publisher, I mean the developer, wanted to add more space. But for now, this is the area we have. It's 8 by 8. Nope, 8 by 6, sorry. Which each have their own individual squares in them of 16. So 16 by 6 by 8. That's pretty much all that matters at this current point. You just gotta keep these filled up and then research until, you know, you finish getting all of it. Now, as you can see, there's new floors or more bars or unlimited waitresses, that sort of thing. We'll get to all that in another video. This video is just a introduction to everything. So, the nights always end at 12 a.m. And you get more guests by having more seats, better prestige, and I guess better servings, you could put it. Now, once they've done enough, I'm not sure how XP is awarded, but after they've got enough, you can level them up, with the max level being 10. And once they reach level 10, you can't level them up anymore, which means that I wouldn't be able to get them to 8 drinks and to be able to walk stairs at like 3 meters a second or whatever it may be. But regardless of whether they can or cannot level up, they will always want someone or something to pay them better. So under some circumstances, it's just better to fire, I guess. Nancy's a great example. Once I get a high enough prestige and enough researches, then I can start hiring higher level waitresses. And when Nancy's at level 10 and she wants me to pay her 100 gold a night, and I could hire Rosalind or whatever at level 8, so she's not max level, but she'll do everything Nancy does when she reaches level 10. If I can hire her at level 8 and she only wants 50, and then when she levels up twice it'll only be 70 or 80, I mean, it doesn't take a genius to understand that that's a lot cheaper than just paying them 100. And all I had to do was fire them and hire someone new. So, why not? It starts pretty slow, as you can tell, but once you get it going, it builds pretty quick. And if you ever need to check your analytics, you can see right here. Now, it looks like once the night ends, it did end, we're having a good day. We only had to pay 10 gold coins in salary, and seeing as I have the kitchen now, I'm going to expand and make ourselves a kitchen. Now, you only have to pay for walls. You don't have to pay for floors or anything like that. The only thing you'd have to pay for is if you get up to like floor 2 or something, you have to pay for the stairs itself. But other than that, there's no cost associated with it other than the stairs to get up and for the walls for the upstairs. Now, I'm making a kitchen, like I said, and this is an ingredients crate, so the only way they're going to be able to cook is if they have ingredients, and you unlock these with later researches. These three things are the simplest you need. And obviously you need customers, which means that you need tables. And what's really great about this game in particular is even if I have a table right next to this one, right, they're butted up, the waitresses will still walk between these. This isn't blocking anyone at all. Customers could still sit in both of these chairs. Now, obviously, they could walk around and go here and here. That's not what I mean. If I blocked this up here and down here, they'd still walk between the benches. Not between the table and the bench, but between the benches. And they'd still sit, which is perfect. No games ever have good pathfinding like this. But this game, it's built different. I mean, I love this game. It's simple, but hard to master, I guess you could put it, in the best ways. Now, as you can see right now, I have 70.7 guests a day. I could pretty easily reduce that if it's too much, or increase it if it's not enough, when I unlock the ability to change my drink prices, which I'm not sure where to find. It's pretty early on. And this is the adventurer's table I was talking about. Right here, drink prices. So if I wanted more, customers, I could very easily have more customers because, I could very easily have more customers by reducing the price, so it would go to 1 gold and 3 gold. Or, if 70.7 is too much at the current moment, I just increase the prices of the drinks to like $3 and $5. Yeah. And then this will drop to like 50 or 40. So then it's a lot easier for me to manage. But if I increased it, obviously I'd need the bars, the chefs, and the waitresses to manage. And above all, I'd need the tables to seat everyone, because if they don't have somewhere to sit, well then, where are they going to eat and drink, you know? So, it doesn't have much micromanaging, but if you don't manage at all, it's still going to overwhelm you. From what I've seen for reviews, it seems people think that this game is relatively difficult, and it's probably because they're too liberal with their guests per day. They never increase this or anything like that. If I only had Nancy, I could probably still manage this full bit of 9 tables, but having Rosalind makes it so much easier to manage. So, you don't want to dig yourself into a hole by having not enough tables, not enough staff, whatever. But you also don't want to be at, like, if I have these 9 tables, I would like to be able to use at least 6, which means I'd probably need about 40 guests a day, 40 or 50. And I'd need the staff to manage these tables because I don't want customers leaving unhappy. Like, do I have any yet? I don't. But angry customers, from what I've seen, I can't really tell the negatives, I'm sure there is one, but I can't really tell the negatives right now. But it's not a good thing to have angry customers, so you need to make sure to have enough staff. And right now, I believe I can have, 3 waitresses. And you need to make sure you have just enough tables for how many guests a day you have. Because if you have too many tables, not enough guests, then you're just, you're wasting money. And if you have too few, then, you're going to have too few customers. All in all, nothing will really work out how you want it to. So, But now I finished the musicians and the extra guests and the lemonade. So I'm going to refill these and then buy myself a barrel of lemonade and refill that. And on top of that, I can't afford it yet. I'm going to add to the tavern and purchase the band to show you what that does. Now, as you can tell, money isn't much of a problem in this game if you know what you're doing. Money doesn't play too huge of a role in this game. Sure, it gets you literally everything you can purchase. That's not what I mean. The game is very liberal with the money that you make. So usually what'll keep you from continuing, I guess, in this game, obviously all of this costs money. Not too stupid to see that, but what'll stop you the most is the customers per day, because you'll need to finish your research, which need customers. So if you don't get enough customers, well, then you won't get all of this research. And if you don't get enough research, then it just slows the game down tremendously. But if you do get enough customers, the game's a breeze. There's no difficulty slider on it or anything, so if it's too easy for you, it's not like you can make it harder. But I think it's a very balanced game. Money to customer to prices ratio, I guess, is how you could put it. And it's unique, It's a sandbox simulation of a tavern. What's not to like, So I am going to get adventurers, because I don't know how many rare customers I get. I don't really get rare customers. So that just means that my wine would take forever, but the adventurers would take no time at all. So I'm going to stick to that. Now I'm going to extend this. I'm just a bit short on being able to expand further, which is fine. Completely fine. Okay, let's finish this wall. And then texture the floors, which, as I said, doesn't cost any money. And perfect. I have much more space now. And it gave me a full refund on everything. So, the bands, the musicians' podium. If I have this, they'll perform 8 songs, which will change the background music that you're listening to. It'll add 7 guests per day, and guests will wait 10 more seconds. So, if I have more customers than I have workers that can work it. But I don't have too few tables that I can't support those customers. They'll sit and wait until they get served. But if your workers are swamped with other customers, you will never get to that customer fast enough and they'll leave unhappy. So the band, will increase how long they'll wait to be served before they're unhappy. And that's all they do. It's really simple, easy to understand, but it makes a world of difference. And you can stack them per floor. So if I put 2, I'd have 80 seconds if it's a full band. If I put 3, 120 seconds. If I put 4, 160 seconds. So 2.5 minutes longer if I have all 4 on my bottom floor. So if I really wanted to min-max, I guess you could say, I could have this place decked out with tables, right? Have a nice 4-band square. And then I could have a hotel, a hotel, a hotel. Because there's 4 floors in the game for now. Till the developer updates it again and adds more floors, hopefully. And then I wouldn't have to worry about this being too high or these being too few, because the band will keep them occupied anyway. But in my opinion, it's whatever. If you have a bottom floor with 2 bands, a second floor with 2 bands, and you make those into bar areas, they'll wait an extra minute and a third, which is time enough. You just gotta make sure to have bartenders for each floor, because they do walk, relatively slow comparatively upstairs. So, it's not too great to rely on them going to the upstairs and to the downstairs. As you can see, this guy's unhappy with his salary, so we gotta bump that up till he's at least 80% plus happy. Because it just makes them get more experience and stuff like that, which helps me, because then they become better at their job and all that. So if I have a first floor and a second floor where everyone's waiting nice and long, and then a third and a fourth floor that are a hotel, that maximizes my profits to unhappiness, I guess. So there'd be nothing for me to really worry about. But if you want to go all floors are bars, or all floors are half bars, half hotels, like right here, I could split it right down the middle. I have 3 here, 8 long. I could have 3 here, 8 long, which are just rooms. And then I could put stairs like here or something. And then you go up here, 3 by 8, 3 by 8. Just keep doing that. There's endless possibilities, and I'm not exactly creative, so I can't mess around with floors and make it look really cool. But so like I'll just have a big box for this. I won't have any unique shapes or whatever. But there's next to limitless possibilities with how you want to lay out your tavern and how you want to manage the bar to hotel ratio. It's a great game, really, and it can be whatever you want it to be. You just, at its base, the game is Tavern Master, You run a tavern however you see fit. And, that's just, in my opinion, that's the greatest things. One of the greatest things you can do with and in a game is what you want. And I think this game executes that perfectly. So, as you can see here, salary $76, and then my refills. But I sold all these drinks, got all these customers, and made all these bonuses, which are from tips and from the event for seating the customers, which is a 200 reward. Which is just all of this. It's wonderful. I highly recommend this game. So again, if you're interested at all, check the link in the bio. It'll take you straight to the Steam page. It's only 15 USD, I think, because it's like 18 Canadian. Well worth the price. And again, the developer's been very clear with future plans. It's like 4 months of plans ahead. And seeing as it's so new, I don't know about the timeliness on the updates, but I'm sure it's gonna be, you know, more than acceptable, especially for an indie game like this. So, you know, if you got to spare $15 and you're bored, you got time on your hands, whatever. Even if you only have a bit of time in the day, this is a great way to fill it. Because it's just so fun. Like I've been saying, it's whatever you want it to be. So why not play it, you know? Why not get this game? What can you really lose? It's 15, $20. Now, some of you might think, oh, it must be a sponsor. Why would it be a sponsor? My account is so tiny, no one watches. This game's just amazing. So, you know, just pick it up. And if you don't like it, just refund it. Because you'll be able to know whether you like it or not in the window that you have to refund it on Steam. So just give this game a try, you know? Why not? But, you know, that's the basics. Hire a band, keep them in longer, hire waiters and waitresses to serve them, hire a bartender to manage the bar, hire cooks to manage the cooking. You know, there's nothing else to it. So, give this game a try. If you don't like it, refund it. Here's the meals. The better your food, the higher the chance at special customers. So at a half of a star, at 0.05 stars, there's no increased chance for rare, gold, or royal. But at like 5 stars, I think royal goes up to like 5% chance, 2 or a 5% chance, something like that. I don't know. But that's everything I have to say about the game in this video. This is only the first part of a string of videos, but I hope for as long as you've been here, you've enjoyed it, and I hope to see you in the next video. I really do, and I'll see you all later. Adios.